Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to share with you one of my favorite tools for Palia. If you are a collector like me, this is one of the best, if not the number one best tool for a collector to go through your Palia gameplay and try to collect everything. Your furniture, your fish, your bugs, all the items, your bundles, your friendships, everything. So this covers everything. So if you will, sit down with me, grab you a cup of coffee. I got mine right here, and we're gonna dig straight into this. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna start out right here on the basic splash page where you start when you first log in to paliatracker.com. I'll have the link down in the comments, so if you guys want to go there, but it is paliatracker.com. So this is the basic front page when you log in. The first thing they track is your daily gifts and weekly wants. Now, personally, if I were to uncheck this box, I'm done. All mine are hidden. All my gifts, all my friendships, all my relationships, they're all done. But this is very helpful for those of you who haven't completed it yet. So you can see here, this lists out all your different people and you can check them. So for instance, Ashura, if I were to give him a gift for the day, I can mark him as gifted for the day. Okay. I can mark I've chatted with him for the day. He don't have a relationship, but relationship wise, you can, let me go down here and show you Einar. I can mark as I gifted him one of the 2 items for the day. So this helps you track what they want for the week, whether you've given them a gift for the day or not, because you can only give one a day, whether you've talked to them or not, what optional daily gifts they have aside from the weekly ones. These are the generic ones that they will accept. So you can scroll through here and see all these. So this is very helpful for you. You can also change this right here to your friendship, set your friendship level, and it unlocks the different tiers as you go. So this is very, very helpful to track your relationships in Palia and to be able to see which ones you have completed, which ones you have not, what they want for the week, as well as there's a little tool up here. Oh, I also have it to set to auto reset. So what that does is the weeklies and dailies auto reset when the timer flips over, which is super helpful. I don't have to worry about that. But at the very top here is something very nice. So if you're working on some people, let me quickly unhide, because I have these hidden. Once I complete them, I hid them. So let me unhide a few people here, okay? We'll unhide the top 6. So these buttons up here help you do your gathering. So you can click this for your weekly want gathering, and you can see this is all the items that everyone will want throughout the week if you want to give them to everybody. Once you mark one as gathered, so let's see, we'll mark that as gathered. You can hide gathered. Boom, it disappears off the list, so you can go collect the next one. If you give it to them, you can hide weekly gifted. It'll hide only that one. At the same time, if you go back here and you mark that you've given Ashura a gift today, you can click this button here to hide the daily gifted, and it will hide all of Ashura's stuff because you've given him a gift today, which means you don't need to see the rest of these. If you're only giving one a day, there you go. If you're not collecting for the week as a whole and you're only collecting for a single day, you can hide that and then they'll disappear. So if I were to say, oh, I gave Ani this, boom. And Ani, you actually have to mark this as gifted for the day as well. And then Ani should disappear off the list, which he did. So this is a very useful way to track. This is all your gathering stuff. This is fish only. It guides you to, you can click that to guide you to the fish that you need for the weekly wants. You can go back and do that for bugs. The only one wanted for the week is the Brownhorn Stag Beetle. Okay, you can also do that for the weekly recipes. You can see here that all the different recipes that need to be crafted are right here. It says who wants what. Boom, boom. You can click it to mark it as gathered. Done. Off the list. So it's very, very handy to help you track who wants what and, you know, what you've gotten gathered and what you're working on. And then, like me, once you're done with them, you just click the little hidden button. They all disappear. Until they add new ones, they all disappear off the list and we are done. So that is the general idea of the daily gift and weekly want tracker. This is very helpful for when you're building relationships and romance. Once you're done with those, you won't need this anymore. We'll move on to the next section. Okay, now that we've went over the basic front page, I'll show you how to get to the other stuff. There's a button at the top up here, you can see. Right now it's on gifts, and you can change this to all the different pages on Palia Tracker. The second one we're going to cover is the bundles tracker. So I've completed these personally, but if you're still working on these, you can go through here and see all the different items needed for each bundle. Personally, I only mark them once I've turned them in. And then once you've completed it, you can actually complete this here. You click the little button over here on the actual header, and it will mark it as complete right there. See? So you can work your way through all the bundles. If you haven't completed them yet, there you go. This very short, little section, but it does help you a lot when you're trying to complete all the different bundles and keep track of which ones I have, which ones I haven't. There are some really good rewards for completing these, so I recommend working on them if you haven't. I know they're kind of hard, kind of easy to forget about, hard to remember. But if you haven't, go here, track them, and get these completed. They are very, very helpful. There are some items that you get as rewards that give you items every single day for free. There are also some recipes locked behind these. So if you want to get like bouillabaisse or some other recipes, this is the only way to do it. If you want to get the recipes to the furniture for the Emberborns style, right here. So make sure you work on these, get them complete. There's some good rewards locked behind them. And now we'll go on to the next section. So this section is one that I don't really use a whole lot. It's not really a tracker. Like you can even see the trackers marked out. It's more like a how to make the most out of your items for making money. So you can kind of see here, if you want to make some money, you can kind of click on, let's look at crops only. So cotton, one cotton turns into fabric for 48. The original cotton is worth 67 if it's starred. So you lose value. Now you can also turn 67 into 90 if you do it with cotton seeds. So personally, I don't use this a whole lot, but if you star this, it will show it up as your boom. That's your target recipe. So if you're doing anything with cotton, click on this, boom, you can see how much it's worth. You can go through here and evaluate your total price, your best bet for rice. Turn it right here into seeds because the worm farm is low and the glowworm farm is low. So there you go. Boom, turn it into seeds. So you can kind of go through here and look at each of these. You can go through the fruits, the veggies. You can see everything. It doesn't have everything quite yet update to Elderwoods, but a lot of the basic stuff is here. I'm sure they'll get it up to date over time. But this is very, very handy for what to do with your different, like even your meats. I got so much meat. What do I do with my meat? Oh, I should put it into a glowworm farm apparently. Turns into 45 a piece. Nice and easy. Now you can also think about it this way. If you turn in your onions into pickled onions, you might not want to use your Cernic meat unless you just have more than enough glowworm farms. I probably need to make some more glowworm farms so I can actually just turn my Cernic meat into straight glowworms, because I get a ton of that stuff and it looks like it increases the value by basically double. So that's pretty good. So this right here helps you find more profit out of the items you do have instead of just straight selling everything. So I would recommend you go through here and check. It's got everything from mushrooms, garlic, ginger, sweet leaf, everything. It's all in here, and it's how to easily make money using the glowworm farms or the seed collectors or the fermenting device, using all that. So the preserves jar, I should say. So go through here and see what you want to do with each of your items. You can star them to kind of follow them later, or you can even hide them if you're not interested in using that. So either way, you can use this to make some gold if you want. I don't really use it a whole lot, but it is useful. We'll go on to the next section. So the next section is the fish tracker. I use this one a ton. So this is super useful. First things first, I use it to track whether I don't use the basic whether I've caught something, but I do use it to track if I've caught something with a star. So what I'm doing currently is I'm going around collecting one of every fish to store, because I have a little outhouse thingy built that I use to store all my fish in for decoration purposes, and I'm trying to collect one of each. So I use this to track which ones I've collected that are stars or not. and I don't bother with the non-starred versions. But so what I can do is I can click that, and it shows me these are the ones I have not caught in the star version yet. These are the ones I got to work on. Now, at the same time, I can sort that. So if I'm in Bahari Coast, I know here's the only one I've got. So each of these, on top of that, also tells you this is an epic rarity, caught in the Bahari Coast. Use glowworms for the best chance to get. And it also tells you the time window when this is available. So this is daytime, and the elevated one right here, you can see it's larger. That's because that's the current time in game. It is currently sunset after 6 p.m. That's where we're at. So if I were to go after this long-nosed unicorn fish, I would have to wait all the way until I believe it's 3 a.m. when that starts, right here. So I believe this ends at 3 a.m. So I would have to wait till 3 a.m. until 6 p.m. to be able to fish for that guy. You can also filter that for now catchable, and so it'll hide that guy because he's not currently available. You can do that for each of the areas. Bahari Rivers, there's a couple guys that you can also see the ones that are highlight. This one's available, this one's available. These three are not because they're grayed out. So I can use this to go hunt for certain fish that I want. In each area, they do also have the Elderwood stuff available now. So you can see here, the Elderwood stuff is currently up and active. It tells you where to find it, how much it's worth, what to use to catch it, when, all that good stuff. So it's very, very helpful if you're working on collections like that, or if you're looking for a specific fish. Say, for instance, I want to find a fish for the Vault of Gales. There's 4 fish required. Here's where you find them. Boom, boom, boom. Here's the bait required, all that good stuff. It's super handy, super handy. So whether you're looking for fish for gifts or the vaults, or just to catch them to put them on display, use this right here. Super handy, super useful. I love this right here. It's so super helpful. I'm down to like 12 fish I haven't caught, and some of these are not easy to get. So use this to help you kind of maximize your focus and where you're aiming to get certain fish depending on what you're trying to catch. That ends the fish section. On to the bug section. So this bug section is very, very similar. I'm not gonna spend too much time covering it because it is very much the same thing, just for the bugs. So you'll see I'm missing a handful of bugs as well, 7 of those. You can also filter for the areas just like the other one did. You can even filter for drops plushies, which is kind of nice, or drops flowers, which is kind of nice. But it's fairly similar to the fish section, so I'm not going to go into depth on that. The two of them are kind of a unit. They work, pretty well together. Pretty similar. You can do the same thing with now catchables and all that, not caught, weekly once, all that good stuff. So that'll wrap up the fish and the bug section. Now we'll move on to the next one. Okay, so the next section is the recipe tracker. This one I love. I use it. I mean, most of the things I'm done with, but it's got a ton of usability. So right here we have each of the achievements and each of the vaults. So Vault of the Waves, boom, boom, boom. You know what you need. Palia Chef by the book. It's not going to show anything because I've already completed it, but it'll show all the ones required for the achievement, but I've already gotten all these. So when I click on these, nothing will show up. I can click on Not Cooked. I don't currently have anything listed as not cooked. Not found recipes. These are the ones I haven't found yet, but these are the ones from the Lunar New Year, so I am not going to have the ability to get them until later. I did complete the quests for these somehow, the achievements for these somehow, but I don't have the actual recipes. So I'm not sure how that worked. But yeah, so I don't have the recipes for these, but I'm hoping when the Lunar New Year comes around, I'll be able to get them. That will complete my collection. Those are the only 3 I'm missing. They tell you how many stations of each you need. So like this one requires 2 stations. All the ingredients needed as potential optional ingredients as well. It tells you the XP you get, or the focus it gives you, for eating, the gold it's worth. It also should tell you where it starts. Yep, it tells you where it starts, how to obtain the recipes, all that good stuff. They did add with Elderwoods, they added some new recipes. and they are hidden in people's rooms. So for instance, like that's Zeki's desk, but that's not a new one. There are new ones in here, stuff that like Elderwood Pie is from a side quest. So you can see all those there. Now's room is the fruit smoothie bowl. That's a new one for Elderwoods. So if you've been to Now's room before and gotten the recipes prior to Elderwoods, go back. There's new stuff. You'll see others in here like that as well. Anything that generally requires the beans, the berries, the pumpkins, all the new Elderwood stuff that I'd recommend going through here and making sure you catch up on all the recipes, because there are a lot of new ones added, and this will guide you through finding them as well as completing the achievements for the little trophies or whatever. So if you want to do that, this is super useful for that, and that is the recipe section. We will move on to the next section. Here is the next section of PaliaTracker.com. This is the plushie tracker. This is a huge favorite, I'm sure. It even has its own section, whereas some of the other stuff is kind of grouped together. So this gives you all the locations to get all the plushies in the game, and you can see I've gotten a lot of them, but not all of them. You can see here where each one comes from. That's the Maji Market event. That's the Doghouse quest. That's Zeki's Prize Wheel, Zeki's Machine, which are different. Sernuk hunting, all that good stuff. You can filter for hide anything you've obtained already. You can hide so it only shows the one that are currently available. And you can also hide the ones that are displayed on your plot. I don't really use that tracker much because everything I have that I've got one of, I put on my plot to display anyway. And then you can sort for different categories. So it looks like catfish is the only fish I'm missing. I'm missing the Proudhorn beetle plush from bug catching. Missing quite a few of the hunting. I haven't really focused on this much, and I need to. But I did get all the schmoles, but I'm missing the wavebacks and most of the basic stuff, so I have to go hunting. You've got Zeki's Machine, which I guess, did I get? Oh, there we go. Zeki's Machine, Spring Flutterfox, and Ranch House Butterball. Something makes me think I have that one. I have to go look at that. And then Zeki's Prize Wheel, you've got Giant Chappa, Giant Maji, and the Worn Mouse I don't have yet. If I do this, I've got the Giant Ancient Fish, so. And then the events. Does not currently show any on the event page for whatever reason. Oh, there it goes. So these are all the events. This includes Refer a Friends, the Madrinas Maji plush, which I actually won in an online community, Maji Market, all that good stuff. So if you're looking for plushies, this is your way to track them. This is your way to make sure you get all the ones you want and you get all the ones they have. And it is super helpful. So it is super helpful to see, like, for instance, am I done with the Zeki Prize Wheel? Can I stop playing the card game downstairs? Don't get me wrong, I love the card game downstairs. I love Hotbot. But am I done? Can I not have to worry about focusing on it? No, clearly not. I haven't been playing it a lot, so I'm missing 3. And then Zeki's Machine. Can I stop going to Zeki's Machine daily to try to get the plushies out? No, I can't. I still got 2 more. So it kind of helps you see what you should focus on and what you can ignore, fishing wise and all that. So super, super, super helpful for tracking your plushies and kind of giving you a target to work toward as far as what you want to get and what you want to get in the game and what you're missing. So yeah, that's super helpful section. We'll go on to the next. The next section is the artifacts tracker. This one's new with Elderwoods and it is super helpful. I'm done with it personally, actually. I'm sorry I didn't mark my last one off. You guys got to see me complete it on 9. But you can sort by the tables. So this is table 1, the middle table, and the right table. You can sort by table, you can sort by bundle, and you can turn off so it only shows missing only. Now, one cool thing about this that I kind of used for a while, but I've kind of let go since I've collected them all. I don't really care as much anymore about these. When you have these, you can mark how many you have. So right now I've got this one marked as 3, this one as 2, this one as 1. When you have all this up in here and up to date to where you're at, you can click the trade artifact button. That will give you a screenshot that you can take of what you want and what you have. or a copy and paste text for what you want and what you have. So if you want to share this with a community, if you want to copy and paste it into chat, this gives you a very easy way to do that. There's a little copy button right there, boop, and you can just easily copy and paste that and say, here's what I got, here's what I want, anybody want to trade. It is super helpful. I used it while I was doing some trades to finalize my last few. So I would recommend highly using this if you're still trying to complete your bundles. It is, or your, not your bundles, but your tables for the artifacts. I guess they're kind of like bundles, right? So yeah, this is super helpful and helps you track until you complete all your artifact collections. So given that, we'll move on to the next section. The next section is also kind of like the plushie section, but these are your potato pod collectibles. It has its own tab here, but when you click on it, it brings you straight to the furniture tracker. It's kind of weird that it does that, because if you click furniture tracker, it's also here, but for some reason it also has its own tab up here. So here are the potato pods that you can collect. Again, just with the plushies, it tells you where to get them. They're all from login rewards, so there's no mystery there. You can hide the ones you found, see which ones you're missing. You can hide anything that's craftable, which I don't believe there's any that are craftable right now. But these are options here because it's in the same furniture section, so it's got these other same options. So yeah, you can go through here and easily track these off, mark them as collected, boom, boom, boom. That's simple as the plushie section, not much to it. So yeah, there's the potato pods. We're gonna go ahead and go on to the rest of the furniture section. We have the makeshift furniture, which can be gathered through fishing. Waterlogged chests right there. You can show which ones you're missing. Here's my collection that I'm missing. You can hide any that are craftable, which I don't think there are any right now. There are not. Okay, so you can hide which ones you found, and then they're all gathered from waterlogged chests, except for this one's from the black market store. So keep an eye out for these in the black market store, because the only way to get some of them is through black market. I'm trying to collect them all. That's the only one I'm missing from the black market, so keep an eye out and let me know. The next section is the lucky coin items. So this gives you all the furniture from Zeki's Wondrous Machine, the lucky coins. This is everything from plushies to furniture. So this actually carries over to the furniture or to the plushie tracker as well. So if you mark a plushie here, it marks it on the tracker for the plushies as well. You don't have to double dip. So it's super helpful. You can go through here and see all the Valley Sunrise sets, the garden variety sets, the plushies, the different random miscellaneous decorations. They're all in here, and you can go through and mark them off as you get them from Zeki's coins. Same thing as everything else. Decor prize bag. These are the ones you get for playing down in the underground. So while I did mention that I have gotten most of the plushies from this, I do have a few plushies to get from it. But the only thing is, if I get the last plushie, I don't care. I'm trying to get these pirate decorations as well. They're the only place to get them. So I'm gonna be playing Hot Pot until I get all this stuff. So again, just like the other furniture trackers, this just is a different section. Takes you through all the decor prize bag stuff from Hot Pot. Then you have the rummage piles. So these are the random rummage piles you find through both Bahari Bay and Kilima Village. If you look underneath, they're either tagged rummage pile, which is Kilima, or rummage pile Bahari, which is Bahari Bay. So you can see the different ones here that you need, which recipes you don't have left. I like to mark these as soon as I get the recipe. I don't care if I have the furniture itself or not. I'm using this to track the actual recipes I've learned. So you can see right now, the only one I've got left is from Bahari. One, Flotsam Sand Art is the only one that's evading me from Bahari Bay. So that's an easy way to track those and to show which ones you have, which ones you don't. You have the black market section, which this one is super helpful because it shows you all the black market stuff you can buy in the black market. One thing I do like about it as well, I believe this one does have craftable items. So for instance, personally, I do not buy the craftable items from black market. I only focus on the stuff that you can't get anywhere else. So I crafted all these. All this stuff here is marked as complete because I crafted it personally. Then I went through and found all the ones I could buy from the black market, down to 2 items. I showed you the makeshift porthole frame earlier from the makeshift section. Again, these interconnect. So if you mark it here, it marks it over there. And then I'm missing the investigator runner. These are the only 2 that are evading me currently. I'm trying to get them both so I can at least complete this list before I decide what I need more to complete my full decoration in my house. The next section and the last section for this area is the biggest, the skill stores. This covers everything in the skill stores that you can get for your skill tokens. There are individual sections for each store as well as the home tours. So if you click on the bug catching guild store, I'm missing the insectarium. You can click on the cooking guild store. I have everything for the cooking guild store, thankfully. My cooking's really high because I've done some cooking parties from cake parties. Super fun. But so that stuff's pretty much completely done. My fishing guild store, you can see I'm missing the aquarium. I'm super excited to get that. The foraging guild store, you can see I'm missing the bonsai and the koi pond. Now, I don't know. I've noticed that the foraging guild store is the most expensive guild store. Like, it has one more item and the highest expensive item because it's this fancy koi pond, which is 1,100 coins. So I've noticed the foraging is super expensive. Furniture making, I'm missing the tool chest, which I think I could actually afford right now if I went to pick it up, and the drawing board. Gardening, you can see I'm missing the grow house. Hunting, you can see I'm missing the mannequin. Mining, you can see I'm missing the curio case and the anvil. And I might have that actually. And then finally the home tour store. This is the stuff bought for the home tours tokens that you can get by doing home tours every week. You can see I'm missing mostly the nameplates, but I am missing 1 jukebox. So I went ahead and opted for the Lilypad Leaper nameplate because I really liked it. And instead of getting the last jukebox. So I'm missing those 4 right now. That is the whole furniture section. This is a lot. It doesn't cover everything. I kind of wished it did cover everything. That would be nice, like all the different furniture styles and all the different individual pieces. Not as necessary because you can craft them, and every time you craft one you haven't crafted before, you learn the next recipe. So my current focus is crafting all the ones that don't have a check mark and just boom, 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 boom. That's all you really got to worry about, but I wished it did cover that as well in here, just for safety's sake, to make sure I have everything. But that's the furniture section. Very, very big section. Very, very handy. We'll go on to the next section and talk about some more. So this next section is the stickers section. So this right here are the ones I'm missing personally. This kind of works similar to the artifact section where you can tag if you have multiples. You can see all these in here. You can tag if you have multiples, sort the missing only. And then when you click this trade stickers button, you get, hey, here's the ones I need, and here's all the extra ones I have. Anybody want to trade? Boom, boom, boom. You can copy and paste that, put it in chat, put it in a Discord or something, and try to make trades with people. So this is very, very handy to track those. There is one in here. I don't know if it's tracked in here or not, but there is the trading one. I don't think it's in here. You only get it from an achievement, so it's not in here. And the achievement is to collect all these. So I guess it's pointless to put it in here because once you collect all these, you get the last one for free anyway. So that is the sticker section. It's very similar to the artifact section. Very helpful for trading. Not much to it. It is very, bare bones, but it is very useful, and it's just simply what you need to be able to help do trading and collect all the stickers in the game so far. On to the next section. So the next section is titled the Maji Market, but it can be kind of considered as the event section because it does cover the Lunar New Year as well. You can see for the Lunar New Year all the items that I'm missing. It literally, unfortunately, it has everything in here. So like the Napa cabbage and the bok choy seeds I don't need. Boom, boom, boom. But like any of the decorative stuff, it's all in here. all the different stuff. I don't have hardly any of this stuff. The only stuff I really have is the stuff that carries over to the Maji market, because I haven't done the Lunar New Year. But if we go to the Maji market section, this is one where I've got most everything collected. You can see I'm missing a few items here, a couple food items, a couple decorations. It lists everything you can pretty much get there, even if it was like, you know, fireworks or whatever. So I immediately mark off the fireworks. I don't care about them. I immediately in the Lunar New Year marked off the green onions and the seeds, because who cares about that? What I care about is collecting one of each of these food items to put on my table in my kitchen, as well as collecting all the furniture and all the plushies and the recipes. So this is very, very helpful for tracking all that. Oh, there's even a nameplate. So it's very helpful for tracking all that, so that when the Maji market does come around, you're able to go and get all these things and keep an eye on which ones you do or don't have. Some things like the furniture is kind of easy to keep track of. I personally have trouble with Delilah's, Reth's, all the food items, because I have them all on my table in my kitchen, but there's so many of them. I don't know if I've got Delilah's Halo, the Handy Crepe, the Tanghulu, the Spice Sweet Roll, the rolled ice cream, the peach cake, the melon bone, the hopalong puff. I don't know if I've got all of them. Am I missing one? Am I missing two? Do I have none of them? It's hard to tell because there's so many of them. So this is very handy to track. You can see I'm only missing 2 of Reth's food items. So I keep this open when the Maji market's active, and I know what I need to focus on, so I can knock out the rest of these items, collect one of everything, put it in my house, good to go, boom, boom. And that is basically this section is the Lunar New Year and the Maji market right now. I'm sure if they add more events, they might, or holidays, they might add to this. We'll see. So far, that's where it's at right now. Lunar New Year, Maji market. That is the tracker for this. Very handy, useful when the Maji market's open. And then we'll go on to the next section. Okay, so this next section is the weekly challenges. To me, I don't think this is necessarily as important as everything else. I have gone through here a couple times and tracked things off, and they haven't reset yet, but I don't really use it. It's easy for me to see in game where I'm at on the weekly challenges. If I need to pull it up, I just hit U, pull up the accomplishments and scroll down to it. I don't think this is as necessary for me personally. You might think it's useful, but it's here anyway if you need it. This is all the different weekly accomplishments for each of the skills, as well as the home tours. So if you want to track those, you want an easy way of seeing how which ones you have, or helping track group stuff, like stuff other people in your group may need. This might help for that. Personally, I don't use it, but it is there if you need it. And then we'll go on to the last section. Okay, so this is the last section here, and this is the one that's killing me. You only need to gift 8 out of 10 shiny Pebbles to Einar to receive the achievement. But there's one that is eluding me. If you click this little eye here, it tells you it's from the unopened oysters. I've opened so many oysters, and I still have yet to get that smooth shiny Pebble. I don't know why. I'm not as worried about it as I am everything else, but it's just like that one little thing. It's like I'm one from completing, and it's like, as a completionist, it is just a little thing that kind of pokes at you. It's like having a puzzle and you complete everything, but that one piece is missing, or there's like a chunk cut out of one of the pieces and there's just like a little hole. It's frustrating, but at the same time, it's not nearly as important as the fact that I've already completed the achievement. So the last section is the Pebbled Plunder tracker for Einar's Pebbles. Not a big deal. You can track this through the achievement, I believe, as well. But this just kind of helps show you where to find them. But that is the last section for the Palia tracker. This website is very large, very helpful. On top of all the different sections for tracking and everything, you have the time of day here, which is useful just to have on your other screen if you're playing, as well as the Maji market status, whether it's opened or closed. So all this is very, very useful. Very helpful if you're trying to collect everything in the game, or trying to complete certain collections, or trying to focus your fishing, or whatever you may be doing. So this is very, very, very helpful. It is super useful. They have a community on Discord. Go support them. They're super friendly. I'm in there as well. They're still working on some of the Elderwood stuff, so hopefully they'll get some of that working in the future and get it all fleshed out as soon as possible. But yeah, so hopefully this was helpful to you. Hopefully you can take something from this. Hopefully this helps you track your collections, maybe helps you find elusive stuff that you were looking for that you hadn't found yet. I highly recommend you check this out, even if you decide not to use it. There may be some things here or there that are useful. There is also the Palia wiki that has useful information, but this helps you kind of track your personal information, whereas a Palia wiki doesn't. So Palia wiki is good for finding things. This is really good for tracking what things you need to find left, or to even complete like a to-do list for a new player. Like, what do I want to focus on? Well, let me set it down on the fish. I'm going to go and collect everything in Bahari Bay. Boom, 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 boom. So either way, hopefully this was helpful, and hopefully you can get some use out of this. I've been using it for a while, since when I first started, and it has been super helpful to keep track of everything. So I'll go ahead and wrap up there. I'm going to be sharing some more useful tools in the future from Palia as soon as I can get some more videos recorded on those. There's a ton of tools out there, and they all have good things and bad things. So we'll kind of go over some more of the tools in the future, but I knew this one had to be my first video because it was the most important to me. This one has always up in my other one. If I'm playing Palia, it's always up on my second monitor at all times while I'm focusing on collecting or doing whatever I do. Super useful. So I hope you guys get some use out of this. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope to get more videos out soon in the future covering some more stuff. And until then, I hope you guys have a great day. Hope you guys enjoy some coffee. I got some right here. And we will see you guys next time. Bye.